So yeah, what difference has it made, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's made a huge difference to many families, and I think sometimes the food is used as a vehicle for other things, and I think there's so much interaction from other students and that they learn so much from each other, and that the food is the thing that pulls them together, and then they go away and they discover new things in life or opportunities that they didn't realise before, even down to buying things like where can you get the best deal on school uniforms and how much they really have to have, and all sorts of things which are not food connected, but there's something that while we're working, the interaction between the families becomes very noticeable. So I do think it's made a huge difference. And because we don't do long-term feedback, we just learn from the centres how they see the families have changed over a period of time. And obviously we don't reach every family, but if we make an impact on 2 families in every group, then I think it's worth doing and very successful.
So can you tell us about any family in particular, or a couple of families, or an individual where you really think you've seen the biggest difference, or it's a memorable difference?
Yeah, we've got a girl who was bipolar and very, very withdrawn, had lots of problems outside which were almost insurmountable, but they actually said it was the first time they'd ever seen her smile, and had actually opened up to other people within the group, and didn't come in very sullen and refused to speak. By the end she was contributing a bit to the conversation. So for somebody like that it was a huge step forward. And then we've had other families, a lovely young girl who had a partner and 2 or 3 children, and she worked nights and he worked days, and she used to come and she was exhausted because she'd packed shelves all night, and she was absolutely exhausted, and they said actually for her it was a turning point, because she realised there were other opportunities, and if you planned it was much better. Planned your money, planned your shopping, because many of these people shop on a daily basis because of the transport. They can't do a weekly shop if you haven't got a car and you live on the 12th floor of a multi-storey block of flats. You can't do a weekly shop. You have to do a daily shop, which in some cases is more extravagant, obviously. So, you know, there are so many people with so many problems, and a lot of them I think are problems of isolation, because they are very isolated. Even if they live in social housing, there's no central meeting point. So if you've got children who aren't school age, they're always a bit wary about mixing with people they don't know when they first move on into new social housing. So they tend to keep themselves to themselves. So the children's centre is actually their central meeting point, where they feel safe because they know the staff, and then they get to know a group within that. But we've had experience where they've stayed together as a unit and have really gone on, you know, they're thinking about going on to do further education and things. Really they've encouraged each other, and they've supported one that perhaps isn't moving forward as they are, but they have them night to lunch on Sunday, and it's really interesting to see how they've grown as a group.
And if you, if the project wasn't there, what options do you think these people would have to get this kind of training?
Well, a lot of the SureStart nurseries have closed, and they couldn't afford to provide the ingredients. I mean, that's the great thing, and the fact that the people delivering it are actually volunteers, but they are trained, and they do have a hygiene certificate. So if they were looking to have people within the centre to do that, then they're obviously going to have to take that money out of their budget for staffing and to buy ingredients. And I think we come in as a fresh face. We don't know anything about their backgrounds, neither do we need to. So we're not somebody who's we've seen for the last 2 years, and so I think we do come in as a fresh face. And obviously some of the centres we've been to a lot. We get to know the staff very well and they get to know us. So if they think we need to know something, they will say. But we don't know anything about their backgrounds, and neither do we need to. But no, I don't think it would be delivered. And it would be very nice if some of the centres, when they put in nice equipment and do kitchens, put in full-size cookers, because they tend to have the space in the kitchen design and then put in a 3/4 size cooker.
Mm.
Or in one case, they've spent a fortune on doing a beautiful unit, but the head teacher there didn't want any hops. So they have 3 very large double ovens, but no hops. So it would be nice if perhaps we could work together with the county councils and just say, you know, we can offer this facility, and if you give us better facilities, we're able to do more.
Brilliant. Okay.